So, Andrew Griffiths here, Author Academy. Okay, thank you folks for tuning in, and I hope that you're getting great value out of this community. It's growing, and that's something that I'm pretty excited about as well. Now, what I want to talk about for a few minutes today is really the idea of what it is we're trying to do in getting our first draft manuscript together. A lot of people struggle with the idea of writing a manuscript because they have this sense of it has to be perfect. What they're writing is literally going to be sent to a printer straight away and turned into a book. Whereas, of course, the first draft manuscript is really just the beginning of the process. The first draft is where you get everything out of your head. It's going to be messy. It's going to be filled with typos. It's not going to make sense in parts. It's going to need more work done to it. It's what we call the rough, kind of dirty working draft. And that first manuscript, there's a nice sense of achievement when we get it done, because then we've got something we can actually work with. We've got our 40, 50, 60,000 words that then we can actually start to refine and polish and make it better before it gets handed across to an editor. So our goal and our aspiration with the first draft is not to write the perfect manuscript. It's just to get that first messy mix of words and ideas and thoughts out onto paper, so to speak, and have it in a format that then we can address it. Now, really, really important that you are clear about this, because this can bring people unstuck a lot in the writing process. They get so caught up in editing as they're going, making it kind of perfect, addressing all the things that, to be honest, don't actually really matter at that stage. It's much more about quality content. It's much more that your ideas are solid, that your stories are powerful, that your messaging is right, that you're answering the central question, that you're on track again. Okay, and once you've got it out, my advice is you print out your draft manuscript, and if you're working with a book coach like me, well, we kind of work through it together to kind of see what needs to be fixed, and then you go and fix it. But that first printout is pretty extraordinary, because you get to see the beginnings of your book in print format, and that really showcases what's coming along. So the moral to this story today is really, really simple. You're not trying to get your first draft to be a perfect representation of your book. You're really getting the first rough, messy draft out so that you've got something to work on, which is the next step. Refining your draft manuscript, and you might do that a couple of times. Then it's going to go to an editor, and their job is to make sure structurally it works, fix up all the typos, cut out the stuff that needs to be cut out, ask you to write more for the parts that need more, all of that kind of extra information, and that's just a normal part of the process. That's why I don't want you to put yourself under the pressure of going, I've got to write a perfect first draft manuscript, because you simply don't. All right, that's it for me, Andrew Griffiths, over and out.